actually two reasons. First, to kind of guide us in, we got great news this week that the golf tournament is all on, and we are going to be celebrating the golf tournament in luau fashion. And so we've got more updates on that coming, but huge excitement there that we will be golfing full field, full 100 plus golfers, hopefully 130 if we can get them. And so that's really exciting. And it's a luau themed golf tournament this year, so that's part of it. The second reason I put on this beautiful Hawaiian shirt is a testament to our friend Sean Plum, who has been the president for many occasions here with the ABA, and today is my final meeting hosting as the president, acting president of the ABA. So I thought I would pay recognition to past presidents and also get ready for that beautiful summer coming and enjoy those tropical beaches that designated in our bylaws as the annual meeting of the corporation. And so with that, I hereby call our annual meeting to order. And it's 11:22 a.m. on June 11th, 2020, as we open our annual meeting. So Kim, if you can mark that in our notes today, thank you. We'll come back to that in just a moment. So we're super excited about today's panel. It's a panel that will be moderated by, of course, our host, John Geese. Thank you for hosting all of our virtual seminars during coronavirus, COVID. Hopefully this is one of those last ones that we have to have. And let's see, our panel is on nonprofit sustainability. We've got three terrific local leaders, executive directors, CEOs, from local Jefferson County nonprofits. So very grateful to have them join us for our panel. And then let's see, looking at our upcoming meetings, we've got a business after hours and more to come. And our June breakfast will also be a virtual meeting, and that will be a great topic on health. And Peter Wolf is putting that panel together. So very excited, and then just keep an eye on announcements for our July events, as we'll be monitoring public health and state orders, local public health and state orders, to see what we can do, and also working with our partners, both Rolling Hills Country Club, Applewood Golf Course, the Marriott, Denver West Marriott. We're keeping tabs on all of them to see if any one of them says, yep, you can come have a party with us, then we'll be there. So just keep an eye out for those announcements. And with that, we'll go to our committee reports. And to start, Lee Knoll with our Finance Committee.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I don't have a whole lot to say. If you're interested in joining the Finance Committee, let me know. We could sure use some additional bodies on the Finance Committee, and so if that's your expertise, please let me know. Thanks.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks, Lee. As Lee said, we definitely can use more volunteers on our Finance Committee. That our committee chairs are each responsible to put together their own budgets. And we're right in that time where we're approving our next fiscal year budget. So if you have skills or talents, or you want to learn and jump into the Finance Committee, we'd love to have you. And that takes us to membership. Van?
Yes, sir. Well, our membership is holding in quite well. We actually have 3 new members to acknowledge today. I didn't see any of their names come up, but I'll let you know who they are. Leah Denzel with Rocky Mountain Benefits has joined us and was sponsored by Andrew Coonan. Andrew, thank you very much. Leah has been very active in working on the programs committee and helped plan the speakeasy function, and then also is working on the golf tournament with us. And then Sean Plum, with his new endeavor, has joined as a silver member for the Alliance Consulting Group. So we'll welcome him if he shows up. And then Pete G with Remax Alliance. He's in the same office I am, but was actually recruited by Dana Nass. So I'll be sending her choice of either a Starbucks gift certificate, or $10 in ABA bucks. For those of you that don't know, we print our own money at the ABA and we hand it out sometimes. So during the month of May, the board approved extending everyone's membership by 3 months. So we've made all that changes in our systems. We've still got a few little bugs to work out that Lee is working on, but everybody got 3 months free. So if you were due to expire in September, then you've got in advance of that, we are recruiting hard for new members. And you might pass along to them that they can still get into that mailing, and they will be eligible up through June 30th for a 15-month membership. So if someone were to join today, then it would be a 15-month membership rather than 1 year. So I don't see any guests here today, but if this is your first time with the ABA, Len, I don't know that you've been with us before, but if you would please just put into the chat your contact information for any new member or for any non-members that are here visiting with us today. We do a drawing for that for some caffeine from Starbucks. And aside from that, if any guests decide to join today, in addition to the 15-month membership, they will receive a $20 certificate of ABA bucks, which they can use for any of our functions. So, and that's all I have. We have, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but a total of 192 members at the moment. And that's all I know. Andrew, I think you're muted.
Gotcha. Here we go. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. So 192 members, holding steady there. That's terrific in these times. And let's see. I think we briefly surpassed 200 for like one afternoon. Maybe we can get right back to that point, as we begin to open up again. But it's terrific to still have 192 members. That means business in Applewood is strong. And it's also a testament. Dan, thank you for all of your continued hard work. But the recommendation to extend our memberships to all of our businesses during this time, those 3 months, that came directly from Dan and his projections. And we're really thrilled to do that. So Dan, again, thank you for your hard work there. And to all the businesses, here we are. Thank you for continuing to be members with the ABA and do.
July. Most importantly, Flag Day is our first thing. We'll be celebrating Flag Day June 14th through Independence Day, July 5th. And our Flag Day is an annual thing that the Applewood Business Association does. We place flags on 32nd Street, and there's an opportunity for you to sponsor a flag, $50 per flag for basic sponsorship, and $100 per flag for premium sponsorship. there's an opportunity for you to go online to get registered and sign up. And each premium sponsor will be recognized at the upcoming ABA events and publications, as well as receive an American flag for the certificate of commemorating your support. The American flag and stand is donated by Lori Bush Engel of Modern Woodman, and those flags will be hung tomorrow. So thank you to the ABA volunteers, along with the Prospect Parks and Recreation. They are responsible for hanging those and taking them down every year. We have an upcoming business after hours event. It's Tuesday, June 16th from 5 to 6 p.m. And I'd love for Terry to give you a little bit more information about that.
Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing today? Amira, I loved your background so much, I had to follow suit. So I was feeling a little tropical. Travis Smith from TAS Business Consulting, Rolf Dale with Rolf's Travel Adventures, and myself are hosting a business after hours, and we're keeping it fun. We're going to do a desktop scavenger hunt. We're going to do some trivia around the ABA. And so get your trivia caps on if you like to play some games. And we're going to do a little fun instant 5-minute vacation. And there will be prizes. So I posted a link in the chat box for the business after hours. It is a registration required event. So click on the link and get yourself registered.
Thank you so much, Terry. I'm looking forward to it. I know it'll be a really fun time next Tuesday, June 16th from 5 to 6 p.m. Save the date. Our July business after hours will be at Applewood Golf Course, and that will be Tuesday, July 14th. And that will be sponsored by the Applewood Golf Course, along with the Golden Chamber of Commerce and their business after hours called Vibe at 5. And this is an opportunity for you to bring your clubs and get practiced for our upcoming golf tournament. So you'll have an opportunity to take some time and hit some balls on the driving range. And most importantly, our annual ABA golf tournament is Friday, August 7th, with a 1:30 p.m. shotgun start. We are looking for volunteers. There is a link that Terry has added to the chat room. So please take a minute to sign up to volunteer. We're looking for sponsors and foursomes, and there's going to be more details to come. So just watch your email. Thank you, everyone.
And grab your favorite Hawaiian shirt.
Absolutely. And decorate your cart.
All right. Thank you, Ann and Terry, for our programs update and a couple quick other programming notes. So with that, I turn to Lori and Bartle with our upcoming speakers.
Good morning, everybody. A couple announcements about our upcoming speakers. And our luncheons, these speakers will take place whether or not we're online or in person. We have some really fun stuff coming up. So in July, theme of outdoors, hopefully everybody's enjoying the outdoors, we have Paige Brody, who is the Executive Director of Outdoor Lab Foundation, and she will be presenting on the Outdoor Lab Legacy Continues. August, we have, with the return of schools, we have Dr. Jason Glass, who will be speaking. He is the superintendent of Jefferson County Schools, and he will have his beginning of school year report, which will be very atypical from the beginning of many school years. So he'll have something to say about that. Coming speakers, please email me at info@bartleguitarstudio.com, and a thank you to everybody who has referred speakers to me. I really depend on those referrals to keep a diverse program for the upcoming luncheons. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorian. And aside from the referrals, you are excellent, and we couldn't do it without you. I've taken the opportunity to thank Van. I'm going to thank Lorian because she is the exact type of volunteer we are looking for on our committees. You hand her a task and responsibility, and it just gets done, and there's no questions asked, and she brings everything to us. So if we're looking for examples of the way to participate as a committee member, Lorian is the one. If you have questions, contact Lorian to have her tell you, hey, this is how easy it is to support the ABA as a committee member. So thank you, Lorian, for all your hard work in keeping our keynote speakers, and also thanks to all of our members for referring terrific keynote speakers, because I think that's why people come back to the ABA is we put on terrific programming, and we appreciate your time and effort, Lorian. And so with that, on to Peter Wolf, and he's going to tell us a bit about our breakfast and other speaking opportunities.
Thank you, Andrew.
He got a haircut. I gotta jump in before you can say anything. Looking good, Peter.
I got a haircut. I did indeed. And I'm trying a new style today because I have an audition this afternoon for a Colorado Lottery commercial, and just switching things up a little bit. So we have a terrific breakfast on the 4th Thursday of each month. Who knows? Hopefully next month it will be live at Bo's Restaurant inside the Sheridan Hotel at 4th and Union. But in the meantime, we are doing virtual breakfasts. And when they're live, we have an awesome all-you-can-eat buffet for $20, which includes tax, tip, the whole 9 yards. We have a member keynote speaker that takes about 15 to 20 minutes to share a little about themselves and their business. And I am looking for a couple more speakers to round out 2020. So if you have an interest in being a breakfast speaker, please let me know. Peter at Abundant Prosperity Associates, or give me a call, 303-870-5974. And we do have an awesome lineup on health and wellness for June's breakfast. So I hope everybody attends. And again, reach out to me if you have an interest in being one of our breakfast speakers.
And let's see, that brings us to our, a quick mention here, I'm sorry, I just remembered, the golf tournament, as Ann described, we already have sponsors there. So I want to give a quick recognition to our golf tournament sponsors. Grateful for all their support. Our presenting sponsors are Nolan Company and Lutheran Medical Center, SCL Health. So thank you to our presenting sponsors of the golf tournament. And then we also have corporate sponsors, Sean Plum's Alliance Insurance Group or Alliance Consulting, as well as his rock and roll band, Fabulous Honey Badgers, Edgy Cyber, and Robinson Custom Cleaning. I know there's one more I'm missing here. Who is it? Waddell and Reed Financial Advisors. So there we go, guys. We've got corporate sponsorships, whole sponsorships, corporate sponsorships, and if you want, I believe we're working on a title sponsor. So keep in mind, if you want to sponsor the golf tournament and get more recognition for your business, then please do so. So thanks to our programs committee and everybody for those updates. And now to our marketing committee, Dr. Nick.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate a few points. Insert sales are on, so advertisement in the insert sales, a sixth of the page is $1.99. a fourth of a page is $2.99, and a half of a page is $4.99. And also just wanted to reiterate, really pay attention to your emails, because we as the ABA are wanting to get back in person when it's healthy as soon as possible. So we'll be communicating obviously through email, and we want to, you know, that to go viral, to invite visitors, to invite fellow members, and make sure everybody is in the know. So thank you all for being here today.
Thank you, Nick. Soon to be President Nick. Let's see. The next two reports, just real quickly on the Appwood Community Foundation. That is the foundation that the ABA helped charter fund last year. And so this year they had a lot of momentum moving forward, obviously with the COVID shutdowns and things. They took a slight slowdown and began looking more strategically at how they can support the community. But they have been able to distribute grants to the Action Center of $1,000, and also the Brown Bag Ministries serving Jefferson County people suffering from hunger at this time. And so the Brown Bag Ministries was $500. So the Community Foundation is very active in the community, and they're working with other current partners to request more funding. And that funding, the board I know is working to get matched so that they can make a stronger impact. And so far the ABA is proud to have charter funded that, the foundation, and the work they're doing. And then they also have a website, Open for Business Applewood, and that's been a resource that has been utilized. It's been has had over 3,000 C's or likes on Facebook of their posts, and not possible. And now to our business. As we open the meeting today, that this is our annual meeting. The business that gets conducted here is our board election. So as the annual meeting, today's meeting is also held to elect officers and directors of the ABA for the next fiscal year, which begins on July 1st. The ballot has been open on the ABA's website for the past month since the last luncheon, and today's meeting is the final opportunity for any member who has not yet voted to do so now, like right now. Go there right now and vote. applewoodbusiness.com. It's on the line, and it closes as soon as the meeting is over today. So we've shared the link for you to go vote in the chats. So if you haven't voted yet, go vote right now, because voting closes at the end of today's meeting. Let me see. I kind of lost my train of where I was in my script. Here we go. Yeah, okay, so at the end of today's meeting, the ballot will close, and the votes will be tabulated, and the new officers and directors determined by the count of all votes received will be tabulated, and we'll make that announcement first to those board members so that they can join us at our July retreat, and obviously to the full membership as soon as we've got that done, probably in an email newsletter and things. And so then our new board will be seated beginning of July. So that's very exciting. And of course, so best of luck to all of our nominees. And of course, as I hinted at with Lorian's participation, all nominees, successful or not successful to join the board, will serve on a committee, right? Come and join our committee, folks. And so with that, that's the annual business meetings. Now to our special guest update with the Jefferson County Business Resource Center, Amira Waters.
Awesome, and aloha. I love the beach theme. So great to see everybody. Before I do Jeff BRC updates, I just want to do a few grant updates for the area. So the county commissioners approved the grant for unincorporated Jefferson County. You guys probably know about that. The original deadline was tomorrow, and that has been extended through the end of the month. So the new deadline is June 30th. That is for brick and mortar or commercial space, you know, people that rent space outside their home. Home-based businesses do not qualify for this grant. However, I've been working, Jeffco BRC has been partnered and working with the Jefferson County Business Workforce Center, and we are working and in process working through details for a grant that does apply and is eligible for home-based businesses. So we should know more about that next week. So fingers crossed on that one. And then Lakewood, the city of Lakewood, their grant, the draft is live today, and the application process is next week, 16th, 17th, and 18th. So it's a short window, but all the information is available. You guys can prep for that. And those are also grants. I think they have a total of $30 million, or 30 million, boy, don't we wish, $3 million from the city of Lakewood. So that is, again, 16th, 17th, 18th, but the draft and the application, everything you need to know is on the city's website now. So or in the past, pre-COVID, the policy was that as a Jefferson County business owner, you were eligible for 6 free business coaching sessions every year. We've waived that policy. Now you're eligible for unlimited business coaching sessions because we just want to help support you, whatever that looks like, whatever that takes, we're here. We're here partnering with you to get you up and going again. As far as business education goes, we have our launch program starting on Friday. And it was the first time that we're going to run this program virtually. And there's been a few benefits that have come out of that. So in the past, we run the program at the office. We borrow the West Chambers conference room because it's bigger than ours. And we've been limited. The most people we've ever had attend launch has been 17. And it was cozy. Okay, we were tight. So normally that class is around 15 people. Doing it virtually really affords us the opportunity to provide it to as many people as that want to sign up. The other thing is we've had a few clients that really wanted to take the program in the past, but they work full time. So the program runs every Friday from 8 to noon for 9 weeks. They haven't been able to attend, but now we're going to run it over Zoom, which then gives me the opportunity to record each module and send it to the attendees after the fact. So people that can't, do it live, they can watch it later, staying current with the program and graduate on time. And then also the attendees will have this information that they can also reference later, which I think is very cool. So we're excited for that. We have a few spots left. We have about, I think, 9 or so people signed up, possibly 10. So we have, really unlimited seats. On that same note, we've had Lou helped 3 people get their IEN number and start a new business yesterday. So we're seeing that influx that we always do because entrepreneurs are, creative. They recognize the holes and the gaps that are left when things like something like COVID happens, or when we had the recession in 2008. I remember seeing kind of a surge in new businesses. At that time, I worked for the chamber. And so that happens. It's an excellent time just to evaluate what else do you want to do with your business? What are some possibilities that you haven't considered yet? And we can help you brainstorm through that. So launch starts on Friday and runs from June 12th through August 14th. Then we have another series training. It's a 4-part series training, e-learning made easy. So we did a class, an overview class of this last month. To being of service right now. She's literally giving everything she normally makes money on away during this 4-part series. So we're gonna talk through the whole process of what you need to know to do that, and so that's really exciting. So that starts June 15th and runs through July 6th. It's every Monday afternoon from 3 to 5. Then we're partnering with our Colorado PTAC, Procurement and Technical Assistance, and that's on government contracts. and that's on the 17th during the lunch hour. And then the very next day, we're partnering with the Jefferson County Library. So Joyce, we're gonna partner with you guys, and we're gonna do research for grant writing. So very timely right now too. And that's what we got going on for the month of June. But we're here to help in any way we can. I actually need to jump back off and go back into a meeting with the county that I've been in this morning, but I wanted to come and say hello and do updates, and I'll leave our contact info in the chat box. So if you want to do business advising or come to a class or chat, or if you have an idea for an upcoming class that you'd like to see, feel free to share it with me and we'll make it happen. Have a great day. Thanks.
Thanks, Amira. And I want to just make a note on the Lakewood funding opportunity. It's not a first come, first served basis. So a lot of the grants that have been out there and other funding opportunities in COVID have been first come, first served. And the city of Lakewood recognized that, that just doesn't benefit everybody's opportunity to get in. So they can't guarantee that everybody will be funded. It will be a review application process, but it's not first come, first served. So that's kind of nice to see. And then secondly, Amira, I know, has all those funding opportunities listed on their website. So if you're looking for other funding things that, if you're not eligible for the Lakewood funding opportunity, Wheat Ridge has some, Golden has some, Jefferson County has some. Amira's got that all posted, but just take a look and see what you need for your business in this time. And so with that, thank you to all of our committee members. Reminder, I saw Amira's waving goodbye. She got 3 or 4 of us to join her on her beach today. Myself, I saw Ann, Lindsay changed, Terry changed, and Amira. So everybody else, come join us at the golf tournament luau's and sit on the beach together. That closes our committee reports. I was going to mention, Maki did put the link to go vote. Go vote. If you haven't voted yet, vote now, because or forever hold your peace. Nick's smiling. Our next president's smiling because he wants you to vote for him. He's running unopposed, but come on. Let's see. Here we are. I'm now going to turn it over to John Geeson, our moderator. He's going to break us out into panel or group rooms so we can do some networking, and it's your world, John.
Great. All right. Just so we can get a chance to know each other a little bit better, we're going to break out into 6 rooms. We'll take 12 minutes, and I'd like you to ponder the question, what's one thing you want to learn or get better at? That'll help us get to know each other just a little bit better. What's one thing you want to learn or get better at? These rooms will be randomly assigned, and I'd ask someone to just volunteer to keep track of time as we're going through that. And we'll see you soon. All right, good afternoon. It looks like we're in a room together. No, we're still moving. So Paulette and Katie, it looks like you and I are in a room together. I'm trying to get everybody into another room. So we can, but as long as we're here, how is everybody?
Great.
So Paulette, I've had a chance to meet Kate. I think you and I were in a room last time, Kate. Paulette, what do you do for a living, and what's one thing you want to learn or get better at as we go through this period?
Well, I'm in real estate, and I work primarily with the elderly, and I help them move out of their present home into something that's more suitable for them. And it's been very difficult, and of course the COVID virus has really made it even more so. The concern is they're moving into something that's suitable for them, but there's worries about the virus, of course, and they're in such a close, contained setting. And just now, Governor Polis has allowed visitation to those in nursing homes. And that's a big, big win, because that's not been the case. And it's been a lot of reluctance for the families to put their elder into a community. So that's a good win for right now.
So do you try to help them get into a community, or will you put them into
Yes,
single-family
I don't actually do the placement, but I help them dissolve their personal home possessions. I arrange for the moving and the estate sale. The crew that I have will dispose of all of the packing materials. They literally hang their clothes in the closets and put the dishes away, so that all they have to do is just walk in, literally with their toothbrush. And then when the home is cleared, I can get it sold, because the elderly, they will collect things for 50 some odd years, and it's just not conducive for the sale.
I am in my mother-in-law's place. We've been here for a while, and we've been cleaning out 30 years worth of stuff as we're getting ready to sell it. So we found check stubs this weekend dating back to 1976.
I believe it, yes. And the crew that I have, they can get that all done within a week, unless it's just overwhelming.
Nice.
But that can be done quickly. And then, when I get the home sold, that gives them the money to be able to stay in the community, because they're expensive. It's $5,000–10,000 a month. So where are they going to get the money? Out of their home.
Yeah, my mother moved into one of those 2 years ago. Same thing. So she's up in Minnesota, and my sister found someone that does stuff just like you. Mom went shopping and showed up at her place, and all the furniture was placed, and she just could walk in.
And that's the way it has to be. A lot of times they want to go to something different, but the objection is, oh my God, what am I going to do with all this stuff?
Yep.
So I get that handled for them.
So what's one thing you want to learn or get better at now?
Well, it takes a lot of hand-holding to get them to make this decision. And I'd love to improve my techniques to get them to see that this is the best thing for them.
Great. Thank you. Kate, how about for you? Remind us of what you do and what you're trying to get better at now.
Okay, I am the executive director of Local Works in Wheat Ridge. We are a community-based economic development organization that partners with the city and local businesses to connect our Wheat Ridge businesses with the community and build that Wheat Ridge identity. So I'm not sure, am I looking to get better at something at work or personally?
Anywhere, whatever you want to get better at.
Well, I'm having a bittersweet celebration. My operations manager accepted a new position closer to his home. They have a 1-year-old daughter, so it's awesome for him. He lives in Aurora, and for the past 2 years has been driving to Wheat Ridge. He's learned a ton here. He was really great, but just with Micah getting bigger, he's got a new job close to home. It's great. I'm super happy for him, but I'm not going to be replacing his position, and he does all of our bookkeeping. So I had to run my first payroll. I couldn't figure out how the heck to send an email for the pay stubs. We did get paid. And now I'm sitting with a fairly large inbox of bills, and I'm a little overwhelmed by QuickBooks. So I'm looking for a part-time bookkeeper. If you guys know anyone.
I do. I know a couple. I'll send you a couple of emails. I'll send you some emails this afternoon.
Yeah, because I think you have my email address, right?
I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to the bookkeeper from my last job, but when I talked to her earlier in the year, it sounded like and now I'm like, I can't even remember. So I gotta figure out QuickBooks. Really hard to keep all my stuff straight, and like you said, Paulette, my mom passed away in January, and my dad, who's 87, he's living on his own, and he's pretty independent, but she was paying all the bills and all of that stuff. So I'm having to balance like a lot of things, and I'm finding out it's really not that organized. Like I have here, I have to pay. They own their house, so they have to pay their own taxes.
Yeah.
Well, right. So one thing Jefferson County did this year was to save money. You only get one mailing on your tax bill, and this is the first year, and I don't know that seniors are going to be paying attention to that.
Yeah.
So you don't get a second notice, and that's pretty. I'm interested to see how that works out, because I mean, especially seniors, because they're so used to, they like to get that physical bill and write a physical check, and yeah. So I hope that doesn't negatively impact our seniors, but that's just a little aside. So I guess I want to become more organized.
Yeah, that's just one thing. I mean, the loneliness and the lack of activity and the poor quality diet, it's just not good.
Yeah, my mom got him set up with Project Angel Heart for meal delivery, so that's good. He's a pretty good eater as far as being balanced. I made him stop going to the gym in early March when this was first just starting to appear, right? Yeah. Because the neighborhood he lives in, a lot of people travel for work. And I was like, if anyone could have been to China, because at that point it was still pretty much just in China, and just like we're just starting to see it in Europe. Yeah. But there's a lot of remote workers in his neighborhood. So I was like, you don't need to go to the gym. So he's been working out.
Yeah, I quit going to the gym too, just because there's so many hands on all of the equipment. It's just a jerk.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that opens, and I think too, just how we all are going to express our comfort with this. So,
yeah.
Right, I've got friends that are ready to go back to right now. I'm not sure about the gym because I've watched the way they clean. I was a germaphobe anyway, so if I wanted to scratch my toes, I'd go wash my hands. But I'd
not worth it, I don't think.
Not right now. It'll probably be next year before I venture back, because this will be with us for a while.
Yes, at least until they get a vaccine for it.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, right. So I'm John Geese, and I am a business coach. I help small business owners grow their business. Those business owners that are trying to get to their first or second $1 million, those are the ones I can help them get to.
Great.
You know, one of the things that I'm working on is curiosity. You know, I came out of the corporate arena where I had to have all the answers. I grew up in a family of Germans from Russia where it was really important to have the answers. I'm trying to learn to just be curious and see what answers come up instead of just either thinking I have to be the expert or acting like I'm the expert. That's been a real opportunity for me. I have stickies around to remind me to be curious. In terms of my business, I'm learning to build landing pages and funnels. I've built a couple now, and it's really interesting. And some of them have worked, and some of them have not worked the way I wanted them to. So that's been an interesting process for me. And,
Interesting.
Paulette, I'm so empathetic. My mom is in Minnesota, and their community, she's independent, but her community's been in lockdown for 90 days, and
Wow.
But we helped her get there because it would be more social, and she's a very social person. But she's kind of done with them. She wants out. She wants her cleaning person to come in. She wants her people.
I know.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Most of the communities at least do have activities, and it makes all the world of difference for them.
Yeah, they're coming by every day with a piano and playing songs and dropping off coffee, or on Fridays they swing by around 1 and it's a happy hour. Everybody gets a couple ounces of whatever. And you know, they had to shut down, take all the chairs off of one of the floors because everybody was going out and sitting in the community centers on the floor. So now they're just pulling their chairs out into the hallway to say hi to each other.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to see how those folks are all responding. So I'm going to close out all the rooms. We'll be here for a few minutes, but I'll see you guys on the other side.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing today.
Certainly. Good.
And Kate, I have 2 or 3 people that I know that are bookkeepers. I'll get sent to you.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I pushed a button and got bounced back to the main room. How about that?
That's right. Oh, coming back.
Welcome.
It's like, beam me up, Scotty.
Peter, you're going to introduce our spotlight next?
I
Is
am.
that correct? All right.
Is everyone back?
No, they're slowly trickling back. We've got about 20 seconds yet. The rooms are closing down.
All right. Give it a minute or so, and then I'll be honored to introduce our 5-minute spotlight speaker. Here you go.
Well, I think we're all coming back. Again, thanks to John.
Making us dizzy, Andrew.
Thank you, John. John's been a great moderator for us, and that, you know, separating us into those breakout groups. I think we've gotten just tremendous feedback on that throughout our video chats, and it's a unique thing that John presented to us to do, and the feedback we've gotten is that nobody else is doing that. So John, thank you for that. We had a great conversation in our room, and I hope everybody else did in there. And with that, I turn it to Mr. Peter Wolf to introduce our 5-minute spotlight speaker.
Thank you, Andrew. So it's a real pleasure to introduce today's 5-minute member spotlight speaker, Mike Coleman with Evergreen Security. And Mike first moved to Colorado back in 1995, and he was a deputy sheriff for Park County and a park ranger, and he's been a officer for the state of California, and he's also been a music teacher, a band director, and a music store.
Thank you very much. I'm Mike Coleman. I'm with the Evergreen Security Patrol and Investigations. We've been around since 1982, and we're into a lot of things. We do a lot of the security service. We do the security for homeowner association, patrol services, business checks, alarm response, personal protection, vacation checks, mobile patrols, money escort, traffic controls, and of course, all the special events that are in our area. We cover Gilpin, Clear Creek, Morrison, Evergreen. That includes Applewood, thank you, Chief, and Bailey and Conifer. So we have a very wide range that we are all involved with and everything that we do. We also do a lot of other things that deviates us from the other companies. One of the things that we are offering now is a 4-hour defense course to give you that extra time to get away from your attacker. Simple things to be able to do. And we show the people we can come to you, or we can do it in a place that you want, or you can come to our facility and we'll show you how to defend yourself to get away from that attacker, and so that you can feel safe when you're out there. The second thing that we're into is our small business services, investigation things. We do threat and risk assignments. We do business planning to help you on security wise, in-depth background checks, policy and procedure reviews. We also go and find bug and hidden cameras that may be in your home or your business. People have no idea that a lot of times these places may be bugged, or they may have hidden cameras. We've all kind of heard a lot of stuff in the dressing rooms of big businesses and stuff like that. So we're able to find those things. We also do forensic statement analysis, social media searches, employee termination security. Some places have the problems with they get ready to terminate somebody. They're not real happy with that. The other thing we do is employee security training. So if you have a big business and you want to educate your people on this. The other thing that we've gotten into, like I said, we're trying to get with the 21st century and the high-tech stuff and everything. We are now doing 24/7 monitoring with cameras. If you already have cameras in your business, we can hook up so that we can monitor all those things that are going on when you're asleep or when you're on vacation. So we have those all to offer. Now,
so Mike,
yes,
Mike, could you tell us more about yourself and share all those skeletons in your closet that nobody has ever learned about before?
We didn't know it was rated R.
Right, Chief sitting here. I grew up in that state that Colorado we don't talk about. It's a place where the West Coast is, nice oceans and stuff like that. I grew up in a little town, went to local schools and college, and then military got a hold of me, and I spent my time on vacations in that lovely place called Vietnam and things like that. And then when I got out, I got my degree as an attorney because I wanted to make the big bucks, and never went to court. So I became a cop instead, because those, you arrest somebody, you know, those are laws that are on the books. So I've been doing that. I did with California, deputy sheriff, park ranger, and then I went for the big bucks. I went into state corrections because it was about 3 times the pay. And that, you have to have the right mentality and right outlook to be working state prisons. And then from that, I had a chance to move to Colorado. And so I came to Colorado and I started security at when Park Meadows was this being built, and I did all the training of the officers and first aid and everything for all the managers at Park Meadows. And the next thing you know, I got involved with Park County Sheriff's Department, and I worked for them as a reserve deputy, and I was involved with all 3 fires, and sadly to say I was involved with the shooting at the high school. So experience-wise, I've been there.
Sure
Any other
sounds like
questions?
it. Anyone have any other questions for Mike? Well, Mike, thank you, sir. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your service. We're very grateful for that.
Thank you.
And I'm going to go ahead and post my contact info in the chats for anyone who wants to reach out to me and get on the schedule as either a member speaker at the breakfast or a 5-minute spotlight speaker at the luncheon. Thanks again, Mike.
Thank you.
Yeah, certainly. Thank you, Mike, and Peter for putting those spotlight speakers together. And that brings us to our panel. So I turn it back over to John Geese, our moderator. And there we go.
All right, so Keegan, Hassan, and Len, if you'll make sure you're unmuted. We've had a ton of fallout, all of our businesses have, as a result of COVID and coronavirus. Nonprofits especially are facing some really hard times. Think about fundraising and programming and trying to get people together in a place where we can all share the arts. Our panelists are here to help us understand how they're responding and how we can support the groups in our neighborhoods. So let me introduce them and then we'll get started. Keegan Young is the Executive Director of Colorado Mountain Club. He comes to the CMC from the American Alpine Club in Golden, where he served as a number of senior management positions. Recently, Managing Director of Membership. He brings a wealth of experience with member-based organizations, including a strong background in organizational development and fundraising. He is a member of the club, an accomplished mountaineer with a passion for the outdoor community. Hassan Najjar is the Executive Director of the Foothills Art Center. I hope I pronounced that correctly. He's been a museum professional with 15 years of experience. He's utilized mission-focused thinking and community input to create memorable experiences for learners of all ages. As a lover of the arts, he strives to ensure that the arts are appreciated, valued, and used to help people think critically about the world they live in. As an art administrator, he looks for ways to grow is the Executive Director of Artists at the Miners Alley Playhouse. Since 2013, he is a principal and co-founder of Courtroom Performance, Inc., a trial consulting firm dedicated to improving oral advocacy. As an actor and director, he has 25 years of experience in professional theater and has directed many of the hits at Miners Alley. He and his partner, Lisa DeCaro, are authors of the book, The Lawyer's Winning Edge, Exceptional Courtroom Performance. He's a frequent speaker at seminars, national conventions, and colleges. So I'm going to start, and each of you has 5 to 7 minutes to share with us your insights. And Keegan, can we start with you? What are your insights that we can take away to support the arts in this time?
Yeah, first and foremost, as it makes sense, I think the big takeaway is support your organizations. Get out there when they open up. It was wonderful. We saw the community step up with some of our small businesses during the pandemic by buying gift cards, with their favorite businesses or restaurants. And we saw the same at the Colorado Mountain Club. People, we've taken a hit really similar to a lot of our peer organizations of, 35+% in revenues, but our membership's not down. And our contributions are on track, and that's the community coming together and sticking with us during this time. So you know, if there are programs that you feel comfortable enough participating in, that's the biggest thing. Keep us thriving, keep us relevant. You know, we're trying to, and I know a lot of us out there putting out free resources, and that is what helps keep us relevant during the shutdown. So participate, participate, participate is my insight into how to support your local nonprofits.
Great, thank you. Hassan, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, thanks for having me. I appreciate being here, seeing all of you wonderful faces in this virtual setting. Yeah, a lot of what Keegan said. I mean, it's been tough when you can't open, when you can't serve your public, when they can't walk through your galleries, and when you can't do programming. For us, we moved a lot of our stuff virtual and online fairly quickly within a matter of days. And that's worked out pretty good for us. We've moved classes online. We've had people as far as New Zealand come and take classes at Foothills during COVID, which has been very surprising to me. If you are associated with nonprofits and with art institutions in particular, I would say if you haven't donated or thought about in-kind gifts, now's the time to do it. 10% of the museums around the world are going to shut down because of COVID, unfortunately. A lot of the smaller institutions that don't have endowments in the millions aren't going to do well. Going to lay off a lot of staff here in Colorado. A lot of my colleagues have laid off staff. We haven't done that. We haven't furloughed anyone. Hopefully, we won't have to do that. But it's just a challenging time all the way around. If you have a membership, now's the time to renew it. If you're thinking about making a gift, now's the time to do it. We're out there hustling and looking for every which way to keep our employees hired, much like you guys are, and trying to make sure that we come out of this, at least not, if not stronger than where we were when we went into it. So.
I'm curious. You mentioned you had someone attend one of your classes from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Does that present opportunities to your organization, whether you're back in place or not, to expand your reach around the world?
Absolutely. In fact, one of our donors, stepped forward and they want to see, they asked us, they're like, are you going to continue to do this post-pandemic? And we're like, well, once things get swinging back into motion again, we'll probably go back to what we were doing. And so, they're giving a pretty large gift to keep that going post-pandemic. So that's the kind of support that we really need, because I don't even know how this person, I mean, we have people from St. Louis, people from Ohio taking the classes, and I'm like, how did you find out about this? I mean, that's great. I'm glad that that's happening, but it's definitely presented an opportunity for us afterwards, for sure.
Excellent. Thank you. Len, yep. Can you share with us your perspectives on how we can support you and others like you in the community?
Well, as Hassan said, thank you for having me here. We honestly, we've been getting a lot of support already. So the first thing I want to do is really thank the people who supported us. We've gotten support from the Golden Civic Foundation. We've gotten support from the city of Golden itself. And our patrons have come out in this huge force since, many of you might not know, but we really had to cancel the rest of our season. Our season is January to January, and we just realized that we were not going to be able to do these big productions we had planned. And so we just decided it'd be better to pull the plug and focus on other things. And a large number of our patrons have decided, instead of taking a refund or a credit, that they're going to donate the cost of the tickets they already purchased back to the theater. So that is just incredible. The challenge for us as a theater is, the bottom line is that everything that Miners Alley has created as a strength over the last 7 years is now become our greatest weaknesses. So for instance, I was talking about this with a gentleman in my breakout group. One of our strengths is that we have 70% of our money is earned income as a nonprofit. That's a big strength, except right now when we have no earned income. So there's a challenge right there. Our biggest strength has been connecting people. Our mojo has been doing shows on stage that bring people together, communities together, and then we have conversations and drinks at the bar, and we can't do any of that. So that's gone. So yeah, obviously the biggest thing you can do to help us is just keep your eye on us. And yeah, if you can afford to donate money, that's great too. I'll tell you the one thing, I didn't get to answer this question in my group, but the one thing I really want to get better at is making decisions faster and moving quickly. It's been one of my strengths, actually, has been the ability to marinate on a lot of things and let them come to the surface at the right time. And these times call for fast decision making in a lot of areas, and it has been extremely stressful for me to kind of switch my mindset over to that. But we're going to be here. We have enough money to get us through. We're still paying our staff. We're still paying their health insurance benefits, and we plan on doing that. So yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Len. So for our members, if you have questions, please raise your hand over. There's a little button in the participants panel where you can raise your hand if you have a question. But one of the things that, Len, that occurred to me as you were speaking was some of the TV shows now are doing virtual performances and this sounds so hard given my Zoom connection, but they actually get big and play music together that sounds synchronized. Have you all thought about virtual performances?
Yeah, and we are going to be doing some stuff this summer. The challenge with the musical performances is that you really can't sync them over Zoom, so it has to be pre-recorded. A lot of each participant has to be pre-recorded so that they sound like they're in sync because of latency issues with the internet. The live Zoom plays are just not theater. They're not plays. It's a totally different medium. It's not TV either. It's not film. Who knows what it is? So our plans for the near future are currently we're doing an online summer camp, which has been going great. We're going to offer online classes in storytelling. We're going to offer online classes in dance for all different levels, as well as the storytelling. We're going to do some online Zoom plays that that lend themselves to the Zoom format. In other words, no big explosions, no, that kind of thing. And of course, we're working on our 2021 season, which now has to be pared down for social distancing. No more than 4 actors. We have to have more understudies. We have to have a smaller audience. No intermission for a lot of the plays. We're just this summer as well. So again, a lot to think about. I got to move quickly. Not my forte, but I'm working on it.
Thank you.
Places, including us, move programming online, which is great. But everyone moved to that really quickly, right? Because that was relatively easy for some of us to do. But now we need to start looking ahead a little further down the road and saying, okay, well, how can we continue to serve people in a way that makes sense? And so for us, I think that's going to be a mixture of things, including online, but also very limited in-person programming. But we have to do that in a way that makes sense financially. So that's really a work in progress, honestly. We've got our staff working on it, trying to think of ways to do that. One of the other big challenges is things that you do in real life. You can't wholesale just put them online and think that they're going to have the same success. They'll fall flat and no one will have a good time. So that's another challenge as well. It's not an easy landscape. As human beings, we're social creatures, right? This is not meant for us, this whole way of interacting. And so it's hopefully temporary, very temporary.
Yeah, I empathize with that. I had a couple of exercises that worked really well in a live audience that I tried to do virtual, and they went flat.
Yeah.
We have a question from the audience. Sanjay, I'm going to ask you to unmute. Oh, no, you've done that. So, Sanjay, I think you have a question.
So the question is for Len. He partly answered the question. Len, you mentioned that you have been able to retain your staff, and then you talked about that you are sort of trying to change the medium and do some online stuff. But I mean, what challenges you are finding and using the current talent that you have, your staff, your team, to now suddenly try to do things that they are not very likely not used to doing, right? And how are you sort of dealing with that?
Well, I mean, first when this whole thing hit, we said, here's the good news. Until we have no more money, everyone has a job. And we said, here's the bad news. You don't have the same job anymore. We all have to be flexible. We all have to do different things. Everybody has to work together as a team. And honestly, it's always been one of our great strengths is doing that. So I think we're doing okay. I mean, honestly, I think the bigger problem is like one of my guys who usually is one of the hardest working people in the theater, who is my technical director, who's building sets and doing all the technical aspects, literally does not have work to do. Right? I mean, but we're finding work for him to do because he's a real master at spreadsheets and doing all this stuff. So he's doing a lot of reporting for me for grants. He's doing, so we found stuff for people. I think you just got to be nimble and you have to just work your butt off to keep everyone working, and also honor the fact that these are different times and you may have some more free time. Do something different. Honestly, take a vacation, because honestly, running a theater is like opening a new restaurant every year. Every year we have to start over again, and we build new sets. We have new staff. It's crazy. So yeah.
Thanks, Len. Keegan, last question for you. This is a hard time for all of us to keep people engaged with us. Is your organization doing anything different to keep your audience and your community engaged with your organization?
Yeah, definitely. What we did initially is we just created this thing called CMC University, or online university, and we just put free content out there, and our members came together, and it was crowdsourced. So doctors, nurses, Alicia from Golden Fire, early on, guiding us for outdoor recreation. And so we went real heavy online. And frankly, as a statewide organization, we'll see positives on the other side of this, so that, for instance, normally I teach wilderness first aid in person. You're doing assessments in person. Well, we'll do all the lectures and be able to teach that statewide and get the first half done. And it's just more of a shift for people getting used to doing more things online. It's not so weird anymore. Right now, it's just focused on what we can deliver and makes the most sense. And for instance, that wilderness medicine is one component, but right now, what's high in demand, I probably don't have to tell anyone, parents are going bananas with these little ankle biters locked in their house. So we're blowing up our summer camp, programming. We're taking our camps into the neighborhoods so that they're with friends and families they trust in smaller groups, and engaging where we see the demand, which is all the parents' sanity, and we'll capitalize on that. So yeah, we're taking it day by day.
Keegan, there's another question here for you in the chat. Someone's asking, are you noticing that people are signing up for hikes, and are you doing any of your day camps in Applewood?
I don't know if any are in Applewood, but if you want something in Applewood, reach out to us, shoot us a note, and I'll plug you in with our youth education program. Orders. When speaking with the governor, that was the least of his concern, was outdoor recreation. So we started protocols for folks to be able to take hikes. At first, it was only within 10 miles. Now that's opened up. And now the state orders are allowing overnights as well in the backcountry. So yeah, it's opening up.
Nice. And we have another audience, or another question from the audience. It's from Sanjay again.
Keegan, this is a real quick question. Does your organization have expertise in survival as well? So I work with another volunteer organization, and you probably will be a very good keynote speaker if you specialize in survival advice, etc. With Civil Air Patrol. We usually, for air crew, survival is part of the deal. Yep. So anyway, I'll reach out to you if you are. Then I think that may be something that's relevant to your organization.
Yeah, we do have a plethora of experts, and so happy to help for sure.
Excellent. So everybody, let's give a very nice virtual round of applause to our panelists. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate you. We appreciate
I apologize. I haven't made it to a Miners Alley Playhouse production yet. So that'll be on my things to do when you guys are ramped back up. But three wonderful nonprofits that serve the Jefferson County community, and terrific leadership. You guys are clearly in the positions you're in because of your leadership qualities. So thank you for your participation today. And just helping us understand like what were the challenges in your pivot in your sustainability, and that's was from programming and funding to participation. We do still have time for a few more questions, so if there are any, we can open it up again, and just go ahead and unmute yourself and ask directly. Of course, seeing if there are any additional ones.
Can the panelists put their info in the chat, like the emails and stuff? Because I could use that to get my team to reach out to you guys, because I have a couple magazines that go to all of the neighbors in Golden and Applewood. And so we feature nonprofits, and we have a calendar, and we can put information in there.
I will add that, Foothills Art Center is always looking for some really qualified board members. If anyone is interested in a volunteer capacity of serving on an arts organization's board, let me know. I'd love to have that conversation with you.
That's a terrific plug. And I'm sure the other two might be just as willing to have that conversation if you know, depending on what your interests are, where you want to go. But yeah, Hassan, thank you for thinking of that. Any other questions before we shift? All right. Well, we're running pretty early here, so we've got some giveaways to do. Let's see. Checking to see if I know who our winners are. Mr. Lee Knoll generates those for me in our random drawings. Oh, I got him. Put him on the spot. I think we wrapped up a little bit earlier, so he was not quite ready. Lee's our treasurer, and in his line of work, he's always busy keeping people's dollars accounted for, right, Lee? So our three giveaways today is we've got our typical. We're going to caffeinate one of you with our $10 Starbucks giveaway card, and we've got a $20 ABA bucks and toffee. My guess is, Lee, is that a Red Rocks Peter DeWolf Red Rocks toffee?
That is correct.
Great partner. Stop in. I don't know, Keegan, are you open to have people swing in? Is the Alpine Center open for tours and stuff yet? Like individually small tours?
Not yet. We're under a staff reduction in the building, so I'm hoping, but we don't know when it'll open up.
Well, whoever wins the Eldorado gift certificate, wait for a month or so when Keegan's got the thumbs up to open, because if you haven't taken a tour of of the Alpine Center and everything that the CMC is going on in that facility, it's worth spending hours there. Honestly, it's just a wonderful setting. So go take a tour of the CMC and then go have dinner at Eldorado after that. So I know Lee's sending them over my way, and also plugging everybody. Go visit, support and participate with all of our panelists and their organizations. When you're able, you can always participating in visiting when they're open. That's the best way to get out and support them. All right, so here we go. I do have those winners. Let's see, Mr. Lee, I'm just looking to see which ones. Okay, so for the Starbucks gift card, I know she'll use this because occasionally she'll bring me a cafe mocha to a board meeting. So Kim Smith, you win the Starbucks gift card. So congratulations for that. Let's see, Mr. Ron Benson, you won the $20 in ABA bucks and the toffee from Red Rocks Toffee and Peter DeWolf, but that actually is a co-branded toffee, I'm sure with Lee Knoll's brand on it. So that's Red Rocks Toffee way of co-branding and celebrating people's businesses by co-branding. So that toffee was donated from Lee Knoll. So Ron, you're the winner of 20 ABA bucks and toffee. And Joyce, you're incognito joining us here this morning afternoon, won you a $50 gift certificate to El Dorado Mexican restaurant. So congratulations for sneaking away and joining us and visiting the ABA. You get to now visit the CMC Mountain Club, not Mountain Club, Colorado Mountain Club on that tour when they open, and then go have dinner at El Dorado. Okay. I saw a few chats, but I'm just trying to make sure we're covering everything.
Andrew, there was a question in the chat about, is there a way that maybe you can describe the board roles?
Yeah, well, so with our board roles, similar to committee roles, so as people are thinking about participating and volunteering on our committees, our board member roles, and I saw that from Pat. Pat, thank you for that question. And as we come to a close, this is the end of our annual meeting, and so we've got a few things to do before we actually close it in the minutes and notes and things. But our board members, so they participate, they are asked to sit on a committee of their choice and be active in that committee. And then also in our board role to join us at our monthly board meetings and really help set the governing policies and procedures. And then with that, the activities and tasks that take to govern the Applewood Business Association. So the board meets once a month. And then they carry those individual tasks throughout the month and both spearhead those tasks at the committee level and then help report those outcomes to the board on that monthly basis and just really help drive the organization forward. I can say, and I'm sure our three panelists today, I've sat on a few boards. I've been the executive director of a nonprofit. And so I understand how critical it is to have very active board members in your organization. And I always use the example of two different types of board. There's one, it's a governing board, and that's what they're there for. They're there for governance and policies and not even procedures. They don't even get into procedures, honestly. That's a governing board. They're not doers. They're just kind of hanging out and governing. And you know, they come to the board meetings and make sure they've got some oversight. And then there's the working board. And the working board, that's what we have with the ABA. The working board is, each board member really is charged with participating and supporting the organization on its day-to-day operations. And so those are the procedures. And I you know, this is a wonderful opportunity for me to say this is my closing meeting as the acting ABA president for my term. It's been a pleasure to work with this board. Every one of our board members, there are 14 on the board, and that number might be off by one, but we all have roles that we actively participate in. And it's been a pleasure and an honor to serve with them. And I was actually going to use this closing to just give a few minutes of it and say, you know, from my first meeting where I said this was one of my greatest honors in my professional career, being the president of the Applewood Business Association, and my other one was supporting a nonprofit in the hunger relief world. And starting the Colorado Food Pantry Association. So that was, you know, those have been my two greatest honors. So that come to a year close now. You know, we had a wonderful fall, and Keegan, you were actually one of our guest speakers at the beginning of my term. So I think that was great, if my memory serves me correctly. You know, and then we had a huge pivot, and we've been doing these virtual meetings. So it hasn't been without, you know, some ups and downs my 1 year term. But it's been an honor, and like I said, I wore my Hawaiian shirt today in honor of past presidents, Sean Plum and others, and also in hopes to get out there and enjoy, you know, some beaches together. Plugging our golf tournament, because that's a big one that we've all done together, or that we all have lots of fun at. And I spearheaded before I was the president. I was, you know, in charge of organizing the golf tournament. I've turned those reins over, but put that on your calendar and come out and have some fun with us. Come golf, get your foursomes together. Even you panelists, you guys, you three panelists can get a golf foursome together and help represent your organizations, because it's a great opportunity to raise awareness of and/or marketing for your business, or raise awareness for your organization at the golf tournament. We'd love to have a sellout field, and of course, we're taking all the appropriate steps to ensure a safe and healthy golf tournament under this Corona umbrella. But let's see, lastly, so there you go. Thank you to everybody. I saw your thank yous, and just thank you to all of you. We are what makes the Applewood Business Association thrive. And again, thank you to our panelists. Thank you to Mike Coleman with Evergreen Security for your 5-minute introduction. That faraway land we don't talk about, we know what it is. It used to be them and those other guys down south in that big, large state that, we still see them. We definitely won't say their name. So here we are closing. Before we do, and for our minutes, our next meetings, just to give us an update again, we've got our virtual business with Terry Wilbur, TAS Consulting, and Rolf Dale's Travel Adventures. So they're hosting for us next week, Tuesday, June 16th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. That's our business after hours. So join us virtually for that business after hours. And then we have our virtual breakfast on Thursday, June 25th, and that starts at 7:30 a.m. With a panel led by Peter Wolf and talking about health and other important topics in self-health. And then our next luncheon is after our close of the fiscal year, and we'll have new board members at that time. Go vote. You've got like 2 minutes to get your board vote in right now. Go vote. It closes as soon as we wrap up right at 1 o'clock. So you've got 8 minutes on my clock. But our next luncheon, Thursday, June 9th, and just stay with us on those updates. We hope that we'll have a chance to, it looks like, they're allowing outdoor venues of 50 people outdoors, and then 50% capacity indoors. So we'll just we're keeping our thumbs on that in terms of what we can do with Rolling Hills Country Club to be back there in July for our next luncheon. But we know this, we will be outside at Applewood Golf Course on Thursday, July 14th for our business after hours in July. So we'll be there on that date. So if you're really itching to get out of the doors, come to Applewood Golf Course and join both us and the Golden Chamber of Commerce for our shared business after hours on Thursday, July 14th outdoors. So we'll see you guys at the next after hours, virtual after hours and virtual breakfast. And until then, be safe, be well, get outside, enjoy a margarita on the beach, your own beach, wherever it is. Thank you everybody for being here.
Thanks everyone.